But we have reached this point in time where we're going to go on. Not even if this isn't even a Harry Potter. This is scheduled. This is your regularly scheduled programming. We're not going on a Harry Potter, but we'll be talking about Harry Potter.
It's a scheduled Harry Potter about a Harry Potter.
Exactly. We might go on some Harry Potters in this Harry Potter segment. But before we even begin discussing the actual game,
I just gotta say, if this is somebody's first listen to it, like if this is somebody's first episode, they're probably so confused a couple of seconds ago.
We call tangents Harry Potters because the first tangent we ever went on was about Harry Potter. So before we talk about the game, I want to talk about J.K. Rowling and our opinions of her and make them very clear because every episode could be someone's first episode. So let's start off by saying, I think I can speak for both of us when I say that we do not like J.K. In fact, I would say personally that I hate her. And
you hate J.K. Rowling.
Everything she stands for. Nobody on this podcast likes her. We do not agree with any of her anti-trans views in any way whatsoever. But we do like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So
not even just anti-trans views either. I watched a retrospective on all of her work and like a lot of her statements and stuff. She's very subtly racist and misogynistic and sexist in ways that I didn't even realize. I was like, whoa, like she's not a good person.
All around horrible person. But we do like the world of Harry Potter. So you'll find us talking about it occasionally. On here, you'll hear us call tangents Harry Potters. So just know, just because we like the world of Harry Potter doesn't mean we like Rowling. So for me personally, as transphobes continue to spread their harmful influence with JK keeping up with her BS and false rhetoric, and the recent laws targeting the LGBT plus community in America, I'm ever more critical of myself. And I want to make more of an effort to listen more carefully to trans people and respond in kind. Because looking back on the episode titled "Is Dave Chappelle a TERF?", I feel like I reacted too quickly without properly listening to what trans people were saying. And I clarified further, about the things I said in a few episodes back. But I want to make it even clearer than ever before that I believe that trans women are women, no ifs and buts about it, and no technicalities like Dave Chappelle discussed in his what is the word I'm looking for? Special. And the joke of which I was defending. Again, if you want to hear about that, you can go back and listen to that episode. So yeah, I just want to make that very clear, just in case anybody heard that episode and then see this, because I might clip this and go and are confused. I want to make how we feel about JK very clear. Now let's talk about the game. Actually, a little more. I didn't realize exactly how many notes I wrote. Because I actually want to talk about a quote that I wrote. That I copied from a article from GameSpot by a trans person named Jesse Earl. So they said, "You're not a bad person if you want to play Hogwarts Legacy. Many trans people themselves are planning to buy the game, despite their justified anger towards Rowling. Yet, the important thing is not to condemn the game or renounce your love of Harry Potter, it's to wrestle with the complexity of it and decide for yourself. Trans people don't get to ignore the pain the franchise has become intrinsically linked to, and those who wish to care for them shouldn't get to do so either. You don't get to defend Rowling or Harry Potter and not understand what that actually means to a trans person or the ramifications it has for all of us, not just trans people. If I'm not mistaken, you plan on getting the game."
Yes, I do plan to get the game.
Right. And as someone who knows and respects Amir, I know that, like we just said, he doesn't like her. He hates her. But that doesn't mean he wants to deprive himself of enjoying content from that world that he loves, that she just so happened to create and is making money off of. I personally don't feel comfortable putting money in her pocket, so I won't be playing the game. I still think Harry Potter is great, and it has Star Wars level of potential in terms of its world, especially if other creators are allowed to play with it. But until she drops dead or somehow is no longer able to make money from it, I personally won't be purchasing or like watching anything really. But Amir will, and that's okay. I just want to make that clear because he's not supporting her. He just wants to play Harry Potter, or he wants to watch Harry Potter, or he wants to read Harry Potter. And I just want to make it abundantly clear that does not mean he supports JK, and nobody on here does, and anybody we ever have on this podcast never will.